There we go. There we go.
It's on
Thank you
time.
both
I'm
for
always a minute late.
That's okay. It's fashionable.
it's fashionable, and I appreciate you both making the time. And the Wall of Mexico is why we got connected. Did you two know each other before you filmed the movie?
No, we didn't. We had a coffee date. I mean, I stalked her online, of course, and was just like looking at. I was like, she's too pretty. This is never gonna work. But we had this coffee date. You be polite as like actors, and they set you up, and then it just went for hours. And I was obsessed with her, and still am, as you can tell.
Which shop was that?
Oh, where did we go in Silver Lake?
It's called Go Get 'Em Tiger. It's on the edge of Los Feliz. And so where are you? Are you in Los Angeles?
Long Island, New York. It's not as cool as where you are, but I mean, half the people where you are probably came from here.
Yeah, exactly. I've spent some time on Long Island.
Wow. Ever filmed anything or just?
No, one day though, whenever you're ready, we're ready to go. We'll pack our bags.
Carmela's sister is right now filming here, so you never know.
Really? Which one, Carmela?
Yeah, Gigi just flew over. She got a role on a new show that's being filmed for Epix, and she flew out like yesterday.
Long Island is so beautiful, especially this time of year. Like everything's changing and it's quiet. It almost feels like a horror movie. Is it a horror movie?
Some of the towns are horror-esque. Some of them are country club-esque.
Where are you? Whereabouts?
It's called Long Beach. It's a beach town close to JFK Airport, but
nice.
Don't get it wrong. It's a beautiful town. Forgive me for proximity.
I'm buying what you're selling. I want in, so.
Exactly. But hey, I'm here to praise you two over the Wall of Mexico and all that. When you auditioned, did you just have a few pages of dialogue or did you have the whole script?
We luckily had the whole script, and I think that's what kind of reeled both of us into it, was that we were able to read the whole thing, and it was just really captivating on paper. And I tell everybody, all the colors and beautiful visuals that you see in the film, they were right there on the script, and we both were just like, oh, I want to be in this. So we were lucky enough to have the whole movie.
Yeah, it was a surprise to read the script because it was so dialogue driven and it was so different. I think, speaking for myself, but Carmela and I have also talked about this, than the scripts that were coming across our desk. And I read it and just thought, these girls are like girls I've always wanted to be, like on screen. They were brilliant. They were sexy. They were saying things, especially Carmela's character, that I had to like look up and understand. And I wanted in. And the directors were in London at the time, so it seemed so exotic. And I was like, who are these people who are from, one of the directors is Polish, one of them was an expatriate, and then he's from Napa, I think. But then he's like, who are these people who are weaving this story about this kind of magical family and this like political climate? I was desperate to be in it.
Pulling the movie curtain back, the movie magic, was it filmed in sequence? I really couldn't tell what may have been filmed first in it.
Oh, that's so great. It was all over the place, but it was filmed in Mexico, actually, even though it takes place in the United States. It takes place in like a town outside California. And I don't know, Carmela, that for me, I'd never been on location before for that period of time in another country. And
yeah, it was really cool to film in Mexico, and we kind of just dove in as soon as we got there. And I think the first scene that we filmed was when the paint bomb goes off, and I'm in the costume, and Marisol's character's doing photography, and they're kind of just riffing about, their philosophies and critical theories. So that was the first thing we shot.
A sister scene, and we were quite close already, or I thought we were, but you're nervous, you get there and you hope that that feeling never goes away. I feel like every time I get to a new set, it feels like the first day at school when you're in like 7th grade. You're sweating a little and you're like, is this the right outfit? Like, because it matters, and it mattered, and I wanted to seem like her sister, and I wanted to, you want to do it right. You're there for a job, even though it's a magical job that you're hired for.
Yeah. You just blew my mind with the fact that you had a kind of a coffee date to vibe and see how you gelled and all that. I know how albums are made. I don't know how movies are made. Is it totally normal when you get cast in something that someone you're going to be close with on screen that you vibe it out? Or in most cases, is it you just meet on the set and that's that?
I've seen it go both ways. A lot of actors are really private, and kind of sometimes when you're playing roles where you may not already be close or you want a specific dynamic to come across on screen, I've seen a lot of actors withhold bonding before and try to let that unfold on screen. But then I've seen it the other way, kind of what we did, where we wanted to get close. We wanted to know each other.
Right.
Like the back of our own hands before we went into that. So luckily Marisol was up for it, and she, we were able to just to really bond and talk about boys and normal stuff,
Boys. The directors really, I think, approached it it felt like we were rehearsing for a theater play. Like they came early to Los Angeles, they got an Airbnb, and then we just worked, and we held our scripts, paced around the room. They asked us, we revere them. They're brilliant, and we loved, every direction they gave us. But sometimes they would ask us what we thought, and we'd be like, "Oh, what do I think? I think maybe she does this," and it was just kind of hours, and it was exhausting. And then Carmela and I would leave sort of zonked out and walk out of the Airbnb, be like, "What do you think? I don't know. What do you think?" But I loved that, because I don't think that happens often in film. It's you're cast and it seems very separate until you get to set, and then it's fully immersive. You're eating with everyone, you're sleeping with everyone. But this was, it felt they were careful about nurturing something and then having it grow.
Yeah.
For both of you, this is going to be a very different answer. How far in advance do you memorize your lines? Because some directors obviously change the dialogue moments before they say action, and then others, they go, nope, script is the Bible.
Yeah, for us, we luckily had a couple months before we started filming to really get to familiarize ourselves with the script. And so, but it's, it was so much that you almost, from rehearsing it, yes, you commit it to memory, but it's exactly what you just said, Darren, is that, within rehearsals, those 2 months prior, lines were changed, things were woven around. And so you kind of do want to get it committed to memory in a general sense. But what I did for this specific film was make sure everything was locked in. We had a shooting schedule, and just the night before, I would just only focus on what's there for the next day, and kind of just separate it in chunks like that. And just, okay, tomorrow night, I'll work on what's going to be the day after that, and just kind of compartmentalize everything and really memorize just the night before, to solidify everything even more than what we had already committed to memory during rehearsal.
And it's dense, it's you have to pay attention. It's chunky, and they would change it. They'd be like, "Oh, that doesn't sound right. Oh, can you say this?" And for me, I was like, "But I memorized this. Please don't." And Carmela was like, "It's okay. It's okay." And you sort of ease your way into with each acting experience, learning kind of different tools. And I'd be like, "It's okay. I can learn something 5 minutes before." Yeah.
Yes, and
right.
Yes.
When did the film actually wrap? Some movies, you talk to the people and they say, 4 years ago, and they were waiting for a distributor. I can't tell because it's sunny. It's nice weather outside in the movie. So was it wrapped last summer, 2 summers ago?
2 summers ago. We shot it in 1 month. And I think, what month did we go out there, Marisol? It was May 2018.
Yeah.
And then we finished it just all through May. It was done by the next month. And so it was a really efficient production. It was really cool. It was a half Mexican crew, half American crew that kind of came together. It was just really, really great to see artists from both countries collaborate and make something really cool. And yeah, it took a month because everybody was just so efficient and great. And that's pretty quick in the span of how long normally movies take to make. So we were pretty proud we got it done quick.
Yeah, we got it done, and we I think kind of barely made the submission for South by Southwest, which is a pipe dream. And then we got in, so we were able to see it, I think, fairly quickly. I'm getting my timeline wrong. But
yeah, within the next year in 2019.
We were able to go there, see it, and that was my first big festival. And now with COVID, it's taken a while. We're meant to have a theatrical release, but like this, Darren, like I've loved kind of every moment that it's trickled out, and it's like, oh, we're still talking about the Wall of Mexico.
Yeah,
Years
that's
later.
definitely a unique thing, that it's a new movie to me. It's a new movie to anyone hearing this. And then you guys, like 2 years ago, where
Yeah,
were they 2 years?
that's the way it is.
Yeah. So does that mean that both of you are making things now, or have made things in the last 9 months that are coming out 2 years from that?
Well, Carmela just wrapped something really exciting on Netflix called You. And
Yeah.
she has this great arc, and I was obsessed with it, as was most of the world, Darren. I don't, if you haven't gotten on this train yet, you've got to.
Oh, my wife was on that.
See, there's always someone in every household. There's a fanatic.
Exactly.
So I booked the pilot, but it was put on hold for COVID. But we're trying. If you know of any jobs, let us know in Long Island, and we'll be there.
I mean, that's a very interesting thing. I'd imagine it's feast or famine. Sometimes you audition, sometimes you get the call. But one thing I can't tell from speaking to people every single day, where are the things being made? And are they being made secretly? I mean, unprecedented times to say the least for both of you.
Yeah, there was a really large chunk of the year where pretty much all productions were completely shut down. There was like nothing being filmed legitimately from, I would say, March, April, May.
Yeah.
June and July, they started to try to devise guidelines of how to safely reopen productions. And now it's almost set up in a sense where productions are divided into different zones, where certain crew members that don't need to interact with actors, who don't need to interact with certain production members, are kind of divided into different zones. And they're coming up with a lot of different guidelines. And so I have seen productions pop up now a lot out of the country, in Vancouver, who has a lot more control over the virus, and other cities that aren't as intensely impacted by COVID as LA. I've seen things pop up. So we're just getting back into the swing of things, which is good, and in a really safe way.
And all I know about you two is your acting work. What's life like outside of acting? Do you mind opening up and telling who you really are?
God, Darren. I don't know where to start. I really like wine and reading. Is that what you mean? Is this like,
Yeah.
feels like our dating app, like wine and
Marisol's the cool one. She's into architecture and photography, and she reads actual books, and
I like the way they touch and smell. They feel and smell. I'm not the cool one. Carmela's obviously the cool one.
That's not true. I'm a homebody. I've become even more introverted, obviously, during this whole corona year. But yeah, I'm the same. I keep to my family and my friends, and I'm pretty low key. I like nature. I like hiking and the beach, and I think LA is just my favorite place to live, and I never ever want to leave.
I've been really inspired, if I can say. Carmel has a fair scope and reach on social media, and I feel like she's kept me informed politically of some really important things that are going on, like not only in the city, but in the country. And I feel like sometimes people, like, they don't want to hear from actors. You're like, just stick to acting.
No.
But I've been really inspired that Carmela's put herself out there and taken like strong positions. So if you're not following her, Darren, you better.
I'm following. There's that great Hollywood sign meme that you shared a while back. I'm following.
Okay.
Thank you, guys.
People.
I appreciate the love, guys, because it's really not what majority's popping up on my comments and stuff, and that's fine. People get really, have their opinions about, as you said, when artists express themselves politically and things like that. But it's okay. Everything ain't for everybody, but at least I got you two in my corner. That's what matters. Thanks.
Refreshing to see co-stars that like each other. You can't imagine how many times I've interviewed 2 or 3 people, and you can tell there's no eye contact for a reason. It's not just in the contract.
Or we're just good actors, and this is all a front.
No, we're not good. We're not this good, Darren. No one's this good. I love her.
Exactly. And besides the Wall of Mexico, besides you, could each of you give me a TV recommendation of something we should be getting up on?
Oh, yeah. I just watched something. God, see, our minds are becoming like weird because of COVID. You go first, Carmela. I'm going to think of.
The only thing I watch on a loop is Schitt's Creek. Are you a fan? Have you got into the world of the Rose family yet, Darren? Have you seen Schitt's Creek?
I've heard from everybody it's the greatest show. I've heard it's like Arrested Development, which I love.
I love
It's the next on your list. You have to promise me, Darren. You and the wife are starting Schitt's Creek next.
Okay, I'll tell her.
Tell her that Carmela said so.
I said so.
Are you also on the same page, or do you still have to watch Schitt's Creek?
I'll watch Schitt's Creek. I haven't seen it yet, but I know I have to. I know.
Marisol, it's so you. It's so you. You'll love it. You'll love it. Okay, so both of you.
I'm rewatching The Americans, which is this show with Carrie Russell and Matthew Reed.
Yes.
It's about spies. It's really comforting right now. It's like sucking your thumb. They're doing good for the world. They're sexy while they're doing it. It was made a few years ago, but it's always worth the watch.
FX show, I think.
Yes, FX
Yeah.
show.
And did that have Eddie Izzard, or is that a totally different show?
Different show, but sounds like but pitch it to someone because
There you go.
like it's worth being
I'll
made.
pitch it, and I know the 2 female leads for the show. So,
Jared, you're good at this. Yes.
well, thank you. Thank you. So the closer for both of you, you could say 2 words, or you could say 2 paragraphs. Any last words for the kids?
Carmela, you have to go first.
Let's just say thank you so much for having us, Darren. It's really a pleasure and an honor to get to hang out with you. And thank you so much for watching the film. We hope everybody goes to check out Wall of Mexico. And peace and love. Those are my 2 words.
I'm gonna echo peace and love. And Darren, this has probably been my favorite interview. You're very easy to talk to. I know.
Yeah.
Tell your wife that too.
You can't spread the word that I'm nice. You have to let them know that
Right.
it's the hardball questions.
Okay, I'll spread the word that you're terrifying. But I just thank you for your interest, and thank you for even though it's in a screen, it's important to keep up contact in some regard, and it helps us keep the film alive. It feels like and relationships that are important to remember because we've been separated. So thank you.
Again, congratulations on The Wall of Mexico. Great movie, great looking movie as well. You can't say most movies look great. It looks great. So looking forward to seeing what's next for both of you. And really, thank you both so much for your time.
Thanks, Darren.
Bye, Darren.
Have a great rest of the day.
You too.
Paltrocast.